when the leaks started to happen, right? When the
Yeah.
when the first leak came out that said that
Bro, that shit pissed me off. Because, I mean, I don't know how much you want me to say. You go.
Well, so for me it was, and I told this on the Richard Lewis interview. I'm like, I'm not mad at the reporters. You know what I mean? I'm not. They're doing their job. Does it annoy me sometimes? Yeah, absolutely. Right? They don't want to fucking hear from you. They want to hear from me. I care about the person that leaked it. Right? Whether it was somebody on the Activision side that understood, whether it was somebody on the leak side or the same thing, or whether it was somebody on their side, on the Immortal side. It couldn't have been on my side, right? I mean, we've never had a fucking leak. I have zero reason to believe that.
Right.
So when that came out, and immediately as that dropped, I got the text that I got from the attorneys that that were going through there, saying it's like, hey, this changes a lot of things. Obviously, we want to make sure that, and I completely understand their side, right? Because as a business, when you're either stepping away or acquiring, you want to be sure to do the messaging behind there. I'm gonna give you the perfect example. When we did the Huntsman thing and we didn't announce the logo. Now, the reason that we didn't announce the logo at the same time that we put the sale up for the hoodies up for sale was because we only had a week to sell merch before the league took over those rights.
Right.
And our announcement for our logo didn't come out until past that point. So sitting there in Santa Monica having breakfast with Andy, we're like, man, we got to figure something out. And I'm like, let's just put up the hoodies. Like, people are gonna understand and they're gonna know that it's like it's our shit. It's still the same people. It's gonna be good. But I didn't get a chance to explain why Huntsman. I didn't get a chance to explain why the Axis. I didn't get a chance to sell to you my logo and to why we picked the logo. Right. I didn't get a chance to do the unveiling video to the players where all the players were super hyped up about it, like dope ass brand, dope ass logo. So in that scenario, I lost the opportunity to present the vision behind the logo to where people would have been a little bit more like, all right. And again, the people that didn't buy it were the people that were like fucking mad at the fact, like they didn't even fucking buy a hoodie and they were mad at the fact that the logo wasn't what I guess they were expecting, right?
The logo shit is hilarious.
Yeah, if you think about it, right? Do you remember that? Like, it was like,
oh, dude,
because you were on Reddit, you were on Reddit fucking popping up.
No, it's just all the kids. It's just the internet. It's just the internet. They just love. Everyone loves being negative. I don't understand how you can look at that logo. I'm looking at the Huntsman logo. I don't know how you can look at that logo and just be like, wow, that's lame. Like, what the shit is fucking dope.
Fire.
The
don't graphic,
care.
Everything about it,
right.
the thought that went behind it, like everything went behind it. Like, anyway, neither here or there, right? Like, if you look at a Nike swoosh, it's just a swoosh, but the meaning, the history, everything that made that one of the most valuable logos in the world. OG, it's just a letter. It's like 2 letters, man, and people were like got behind it. It's the people, the vibe, like everything. So I don't know, but that's why they were like, hey, this changes a lot, right? Because they didn't get a chance, or they weren't going to get a chance to explain why, right? Why we're stepping away, or why we're making this business decision, right? Which for them was the right business decision, right? And they didn't get a chance to do that because of this leak. So when the leak happened, I was like, and I got the text, bro, my blood just...
Oh, dude. As soon as I saw, because for some reason I woke up that day, my phone is always on silent, but for some reason it wasn't. In my mod chat, where like all 12, 14 of my mods are in one Twitter chat, it just started popping. Bing, 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 bing. And it woke me up. And they were like, oh my God, it's back, it's back, it's back. OG's back. And then my first, it was bad because my first thought wasn't, oh, it got leaked. Yeah. Yes, it was like, fuck. Because I knew that shit wasn't, what was said in that article wasn't true. Because it was probably going to be true, but from what you heard from what I heard from you last, is that it wasn't going hunky dory. It wasn't the dots were not connecting as they were supposed to. So my fear was that article gave people hope that it was going to come back when it inevitably was not going to come back. Because that's what that is truly what I thought. And I don't know if that's because it's not that I never had like faith in what you were doing. It's just it's like the whole thing is I never let myself get
too hyped up. We've been through it before.
Right. What? So I told my mods, I was just like, settle down. Well, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to ban the word OpTic and stuff like that from the chat, because do not believe what you read off of just one article. And I'm sure they were like, well, damn. But that's just the reality. I mean, that's all. I've always tried to be like very like.
Yeah. The thing at the time and why that article didn't make sense was because they had 100 Thieves attached to it.
Right.
And although that was the case at that time,
right.
it wasn't what was happening during that time.
Right.
And what people don't understand is that if that whole thing, if my thing got canceled, then that thing doesn't happen, right? Because it was the whole thing that I'm getting, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, like if what happened to me doesn't happen, there's a lot, like two different things don't happen. I don't get OpTic back, and my brother's not in Call of Duty,
right?
Off of one fucking leak. And again, I don't know who it was. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. It could not have been IMT. I know that because they wanted to make the deal happen. It couldn't have been us because we wanted to make the deal happen. So the only thing that I think is like it had to be some leaky stuff on the ATVI side.
Damn.
Which is wild to me because again, the league for everything that we do, like they've always been straight up honest, and everything that they do with the right intentions behind them.
Right.
I'm not gonna talk about, what happened between me and the league during that time, because something did happen, and that was neither here or there. But like we were all working towards something, so it had to have been someone way low that shouldn't have gotten the information that they got, and they obviously did what and it's like I could go to whoever leaked it. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? I'll give you fucking $100,000 to tell me what the fuck it was. You know what I mean? But I don't know, but it felt to me like it was going to be one of those things where, sorry.